Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to our bid to find baseball's greatest team. It is the final game of the American League sort of first knockout round, I guess we'll call it, and it is certainly on the basis of a regular season form, an absolute titanic clash. It is the 2022 Astros against the 1970 Orioles. Now the Astros in 22 went 106 and 56. The Orioles in 1970 went 108 and 54. So neither team likes to lose, and someone has to. Someone is going to be knocked out today. So it's a one-off game if you're new to the series. We default to modern era strategy, World Series rosters if available, and there will be no injury. So let's go check the rosters. We, of course, haven't seen the Astros yet. So it's interesting to see what their roster looks like, although it's fairly modern. We probably know, don't we? So here are the two rosters with their stats from their particular season. So if you want to have a bit of a longer look at this, as ever, just give it a pause. You can zoom in and see everybody that's available for the game. But let's not waste any time. Otherwise, let's go and check the starting lineups. So here we go. So leading off the Astros at right field is going to be Kyle Tucker. Chase McCormick will bat second and center field. Jordan Alvarez will bat third in left field. Jose Altuve will clean up at second base. Will Smith at first base. He's a catcher, isn't he, usually? He will bat five. Alex Bregman of the Cubs fame, of course. I think we had him at the Cubs, didn't we? He will bat six at third base. It is Jeremy Pena at shortstop batting seven. Christian Vazquez, another one we've had several places, I think, actually, bats eight as catcher. And Justin Verlander, from my own personal experience, Tigers legend when I used to watch him pitch. But yeah, he's going to be on the mound. Very good pitcher to start. And we've seen one-off games, pitching can make all the difference, can't it? But the Baltimore Orioles even, Marv Rettermund will be leading off in left field. Paul Blair in center field will bat second. Frank Robinson at right field will bat third. Bogue Powell will clean up at first base. Then we've got Davey Johnson batting five at second base. Brooks Robinson at third base, bat six. Andy Echebarren will go with that. He catches at seven. Mark Berlanga at shortstop will bat eight. And Jimmy Palmer will be the man on the mound. So let's get this underway. Big thank you as they scroll across the bottom there, as ever, to all my channel members and Patreons. As I say all the time, I know, but if you enjoyed the content and you're able to, there's links to all that sort of stuff in the description. It is just incredibly greatly appreciated. All the socials and stuff are down there as well if you're interested in that. And we start with a strikeout of Tucker. So McCormick, who I think was a part of our All-American Yankees. Not a very good part, mind you, but he's got himself a hit there into right field, and that's going to be a one-out double. So, the Astros, well, let's not say on the board, but they're certainly looking okay here, aren't they? Alvarez, let's see what he can do, a 1-0 pitch. Alvarez sends it straight up in the air, and that will be caught. I saw that everybody's favorite umpire is retiring, Angel Hernandez, whatever his name is. I was reading a thing about it, because obviously, I mean, it's a cracking catch in left field. Rettermund has potentially saved a run there, and that'll do it. We'll go to the bottom of the first. But yeah, because you see, you know, I think even me as a very casual fan knows exactly who he is. But I was reading a thing that, like his actual statistical, like decisions and calls on that, they're not the worst in Major League Baseball, but they're below average, but they're not the worst. As who's that? Blair, I think it was. A Blair flare into right field. For a single. But yeah, it's like the calls that he made that were bad were like properly bad. Hey, we've got a ball being thrown over. Now I did see there was a patch, and it looks like they've patched it. So well done out of the park, baseball. You could argue it took a little bit of time, and that has been not quite as well hit as I thought. And that'll be 2 away with a runner at second. So yeah, that is I don't know if it's probably good news, isn't it? Because you see some of the third strikes that he calls, and it's just like, you can't play a game like that, can you? So, anyway, we've had a scoreless first. So yeah, what's his most outrageous decision? Let me know in the comments, because some of the strike threes that you've seen, and it's just, they're not even close, are they? It's just... And what I love too is that he does it. He makes this horrible call. As soon as the hitter or the base coach or the manager or something comes, he just sends them straight. Yeah, just ejects them straight away. It's just like it's a miracle, honestly, that no one's actually like hit him, like physically hit him or pushed him, or maybe they have pushed him. I don't know. Maybe he has been pushed. But yeah, like you'd be so angry, and then to be ejected as well. You just kind of think, if the red mist descends, like, what have I got to lose? I'm the game in your career is what you got to lose, isn't it? I am assuming that assaulting an umpire would not go down well, as it shouldn't, let's face it. But, oh, he'd be infuriating. Alright, so we are almost scoreless through 2. It's a 1-2 pitch here on Etchebarren, and Verlander ties him in a knot. And we are scoreless. Each team has a hit, and we'll go to the 3rd. It is Christian Vazquez to lead things off against Jim Palmer. An 0-1 pitch, and that is popped up to the shortstop. And that'll be 1 away. We'll go and let Verlander have a bat now. I don't know, would he ever have batted in a game? I'm not sure. If you're wondering why we don't have pinch hitters, again, if you're new to the series, welcome. You probably don't understand why. Part of trying to make sure that everything sort of leveled out between teams of like massively different generations is whilst we do default to modern era strategy, which obviously would favor more modern teams, we don't have pinch hitters, which means that pitchers have to bat, obviously, which should in theory favor older teams back when pitchers used to be able to hit and hit quite well in some cases. So that's the reason that we've done that, and I think it's worked out pretty well. We certainly do have a nice spread of teams. I think we went all the way from the oldest team, I think, was it 1900 something? I think, was it the Giants team was really old? And obviously we've got, you know, the last 2 World Series champions as well. As that'll do it for the 3rd. So it's certainly not a run fest as of yet. McCormick, who is 1 for 1, will lead things off. It's an 0-1 pitch. And that is going to be out at first for 1 away to start the top of the 4th. And it is Jordan Alvarez now coming in. He is, I mean, everybody's 0 for 1 other than McCormick in the Astros lineup. So there's a strikeout. That's his 4th for Palmer. And Altuve with 2 out, none on. It's a 2-2 pitch. And it is another strikeout. So we'll go to the bottom of the 4th scoreless. And it is Paul Blair, the only other man in the game to have a hit so far. He will lead things off for the Orioles. And this time he watches strike 3. And that's 1 away. It looked, oh no, it was in there. It looked a little low and wide, but it was okay. Frank Robinson, he strikes out, so that is 2 away. And Verlander will face Powell now, who is 0 for 1. It's a 1-0 pitch. And Powell grounds it up the middle. Shortstop has it. And that'll do it. So it's looking already, it's going to come down to one of 2 things, isn't it? It's going to come down to when we get into the bullpen, or it's going to be a home run. It's going to possibly be the difference in this one, as Smith, with a 1-2 pitch, pops it up into center field for 1 away to start the top of the 5th. In comes Alex Bregman. A 2-2 pitch. And Bregman has got himself a hit. So the second hit of the game for the Astros, it is a 1-out single. And it is Jeremy Pena who is 0 for 1. An 0-1 pitch. And oh, Jeremy Pena, I was saying a home run might open that up, and it's done it with a runner on base as well. It is 2-0 now to the Astros. And 424 feet. I'm going to guess Jeremy Pena is not the biggest home run threat in this lineup, but he certainly crushed that over left center field. And it'll be Christian Vazquez now who is 0 for 1. First pitch. Vazquez grounds it to the 3rd baseman. That'll be 2 away. And you do wonder if that is enough to get the win here. Verlander now with 2 out, no one on. 2-2 pitch. Verlander gets a piece of it, but only to the 2nd baseman, who throws him out at first. So we will go to the bottom of the inning. And it'll be Davey Johnson to lead things off. He is 0 for 1. It's a 1-2 pitch. And Verlander racks up another one. You get the feeling Verlander could take this team very deep in this competition, couldn't he? As, oh, he's given up a walk there. So, tying run comes to the plate. And it is Andy Etchebarren, who is 0 for 1. A 2-1, and that could be a double play. No, it just sneaks past the 2nd baseman. So suddenly, 1 out, 2 on. The go-ahead run at the plate in Mark Bellinger. Now, he's probably less likely to go deep than even, what's his face was, Pena. And in fact, he grounds into a double play to end the 5th. So it is 2-0 to the Astros going into the 6th. And it will be Kyle Tucker to lead things off. 0 for 2. Jim Palmer stays in the game. And that is into deep left field. Is it deep enough? Oh, it sure is. It's not even close. And it is now 3-0 as Tucker hits a home run to lead off the 6th. And the Astros are just starting to flex their muscles here, aren't they? And it will be Chase McCormick coming in now. He is 1 for 2. It is a 2-2 pitch. And it is a strikeout for 1 away. In will come Alvarez now, who's 0 for 2. It's another 2-2 pitch. Alvarez grounds it to the second baseman. That'll be 2 away. And it'll bring up Altuve. He is 0 for 2. It's a 1-1 pitch. And Altuve has hit it into center field, but center field is there, makes the catch, and will go to the bottom of the 6th. But with Verlander very strong looking on the mound, it's slowly getting away here, isn't it? Motton will pinch hit, so that'll be the end of Palmer. It's a 1-2 pitch. And he has got it into right field, so Motton with a pinch-hitting leadoff single. It is Marv Retterman. He is 0 for 2. I should say the Orioles did come through an inter-franchise playoff as well. I'll leave the link to that at the top of the description below if you're interested to see how the 1970 Orioles got here. But 1 out, 1 on for Blair, who is 1 for 2. First pitch, Blair. Is that going to get through? It is. So we have 2 runners on. In fact, we're going to have runners at the corners. And, well, let's see. Frank Robinson, can he be a hero? He is 0 for 2. He's going to face Verlander. It's an 0-2 pitch. He's seen the double play, has he? Oh, he has. And for the second inning in a row, a double play ends the inning for the Orioles. And we now have Ed Watt on the mound for them as Will Smith will lead off the top of the 7th. It is a full count. And Smith watches it. Ball 4. Leadoff man aboard. Bregman now, who's 1 for 2. 3-1. Bregman has walked. So not a great start for Watt here, it has to be said. Jeremy Pena, who does actually have a bit of power there, doesn't he? So I'm being a bit harsh on him after the first home run. He's popped that up into center field. It's actually maybe not quite a pop-up. It's a good catch out there. So that'll be 1 away. Runners at first and second for Vasquez now, who is 0 for 2. It's a 1-1. Vasquez into left field. It's another diving catch. So that'll be 2 away. And after walking the first 2 hitters, can Watt get out of the inning here against Verlander, who is 0 for 2? It's another full count. Oh, it looked like it was going to be high. But Verlander's eyes lit up. And he missed and struck out, and that'll do it. We'll stretch. Okay, welcome back. Verlander continues into a 7th. It is Powell who is 0 for 2, and it's a full count. And Powell has popped it up into center field, and that'll be 1 away. It's McCormick out there, isn't it? Yeah. I always think McCormick, when we had him, if you've been a long-term watcher of the channel, I'm sure it was our All-American Yankees where we had him, and he wasn't particularly good. He was in the lineup because he was American. But he's obviously done okay for himself, but he's not the great center fielder either. I mean, as I've said when I was bagging Babe Ruth, imagine having your whole career written off because of a version of you on a video game by somebody who doesn't even know half the players in the leagues. Yeah, it's not a slight on him. It's just in the game, he just, yeah, I just take that my impression of him from here over into real life, even though I've probably only seen him play once or twice in real life. Etchbarren. 1 for 2 with a runner at second. There's 2 out. This could be a big at bat, but you have the feeling if they needed a double play, that might have been a double play as well. The Orioles can just get nothing going against Verlander, and Dave McNally will now lead things off. Come onto the mound, with Kyle Tucker to lead things off, who hit a home run last time he was in this position. It's a 1-2 pitch, and Tucker strikes out, 1 away. In comes McCormick. He is 1 for 3. It's a first pitch swing. McCormick into right field. That should be caught. And that'll be 2 away. And it'll bring up Jordan Alvarez, who is 0 for 3. An 0-2 pitch. And he's hit that well into left center field, And that'll be at least a double. Should be nothing more than that as he slides in. So there is the chance of a 4th run in scoring position. But there is also 2 out. It brings Altuve to the plate. He is 0 for 3. It's a 1-0. Altuve into center field. It's deep. I don't think it's deep enough, though. And we get to the track. It is caught by Blair. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. The Orioles, still nothing going. Verlander continues to Bellinger. He is 0 for 2, and it's going to be a first pitch swing. Bellinger grounds it to the third baseman. That will be 1 away. And it will be Don Buford coming in to pinch hit now. First pitch. And Buford has hit it into center field, but again, not quite deep enough. And that'll be 2 away. And it'll bring up Retterman, who is 0 for 3. It's a 2-2 pitch. And it is a strikeout. Will Verlander come out for the 9th? And it would be, if he does it, a second complete game as Pete Rickard is coming onto the mound to face Will Smith. Potentially, though, I don't believe we've had a shutout. Newhouser, I think it was, that did do a complete game, but I'm pretty sure there was a run given up in that one. That is very, very deep, and it is going to keep going. Well, well, well. Will Smith. 393 feet, and I think it's 392 feet, that fence out there, because it looked like it was going to be caught, and the wind must be pushing out that way as well, because it just kept floating and floating and floating. It is now 4-0. Bregman will come up to bat and strikes out looking on 3 pitches. That's the Bregman we know and love from the Cubs, isn't it? Jeremy Pena now, who is 1 for 3, with, of course, that home run. A full count. And, oh, that looked... No, it's... Oh, no, 6 is the strikeout pitch, isn't it? So, yeah, no, that's fine. Vazquez now with 2 out, no one on. A 1-2 pitch. And Vazquez strikes out. So, the Orioles, they need 4 at least in the bottom of the 9th. And it will be Verlander trying to close it out. Blair, who is 2 for 3, almost has half the team's hits. And he watches strike 3. Oh, and they've taken him out. He's gone 8.1 innings as Verlander. It's a stunning start, isn't it? But can Lance McCullers Jr. now, another one that we've seen at the Cubs, wasn't particularly good for us. Got to stop signing Astros players, don't I? An 0-1 pitch. And that's up the middle. Is the bullpen going to come into this and ruin it for Verlander? So 1 on, 1 out. Bogue Powell to the plate. He is 0 for 3. It's a 1-2 pitch. And that is popped straight up. And the Orioles will be down to their final out. And they, in truth, they've just never... I mean, they've got as many hits as what the Astros have. It's just been a lack of power, hasn't it? The power is what's got the Astros home. A 2-2 pitch into center field. Is it going over center field? No, it is not. And the 2022 Houston Astros blank the 1970 Orioles, and they will continue on. So they look a pretty good team, it's got to be said, don't they? So they'll move on to take on the Guardians, who had the massive upset last time out against the Yankees. And that is it. That is your quarterfinal. I guess it is, isn't it? Line up for the American League. We will now move over to the National League, and next episode it will be the 1980 Phillies against the 1984 Montreal Expos. It'll be the first time we've seen them. Probably been a long, long time. The Expos haven't been around for a while now, have they? So that's one for you Expo fans to look forward to. Hopefully you are, and I will see you for that one. Take care.